Hello, Mark. I'm Irma, and this is week five's homework. Vocabulary book, chapter 15, page 84. Connoisseur, conspiracy, contrite, distraught, germane, lucid, polite, superficially, symmetrical, verbose. 10 words in context. In the space provided, write the letter of the meaning closest to that of each bold-faced word. Use the context of the sentences to help you figure out each word's meaning. 1. Connoisseur. Noun. My sister is a connoisseur of Southern novels. She's read dozens of them and she knows all about the authors and their different styles. Curtis has broad knowledge of French wines, where they are made, when they are at their best, and exactly how each one tastes. He's a true connoisseur. Connoisseur means A. A doubter, B. An authority, C. A leader. The answer is B. An authority. 2. Conspiracy. Noun. The conspiracy to overthrow the government was started by two of the premier's own advisers. Although only Lee Harvey Oswald was arrested for the assassination of President Kennedy, many believe there was a conspiracy to kill the president. Conspiracy means A. A plot, B. An idea, C. An announcement. The answer is A. A plot. 3. Contrite, adjective. Dolores was especially contrite about tearing her sister's dress because she'd borrowed it without permission. Judges are often more lenient with offenders who truly regret their crimes. A criminal who seems genuinely contrite may get a shorter sentence. Contrite means A. Angry, B. Confused, C. Sorry. The answer is C. Sorry. 4. Distraught, adjective. The parents of the little girl who wandered off in the crowded mall were distraught until she was found. As the snowstorm got worse and worse and his wife still hadn't arrived home from work, Jeff became increasingly distraught. Distraught means A. Anxious, B. Busy, C. Forgetful. 5. The answer is A. Anxious. 5. Germane, adjective. Stacy went to the law library to look up information that might be germane to her client's case. It bothered Christine when her new boss asked if she had a boyfriend. That information certainly wasn't germane to her work. Germane means A. Damaging, B. Related, C. Foreign. The answer is B. Related. 6. Lucid, adjective. I usually find computer manuals horribly unclear, but this one is lucid. The scientist's explanation of the greenhouse effect was so lucid that the entire audience was able to grasp it. Lucid means A. Easy to understand, B. Repetitious, C. Fair to both sides. The answer is A. Easy to understand. 7. Plight, noun. The plight of the homeless can be somewhat relieved by the decent shelters. There were reports of a cave-in at the mine, but it was too soon to know much about the plight of the trapped miners. Plight means A. A delayed situation, B. An unlikely situation, C. An unfortunate situation. The answer is C. An unfortunate situation. 8. Superficially, adverb. Leah spent a full week studying for the exam. Joyce, however, reviewed superficially, flipped through the pages of her textbook an hour before the test. This morning, the mechanic was short of time and inspected my car only superficially. He said he'd check it thoroughly later and then give me an estimate. Superficially means A. Thoroughly, B. Slightly, C. Daily. The answer is B. Slightly. 9. Symmetrical. Adjective. The children's sandcastle was symmetrical with a wall on each side and a tower and flag at each end. No one's face is perfectly symmetrical. For example, one eye is usually slightly higher than the other, and the left and right sides of the mouth differ. Symmetrical means A. Unique, B. Beautiful, C. Balanced. The answer is C. Balanced. 10. Verbose. Adjective. The verbose senator said, at this point in time, we have an urgent and important need for more monetary funds to declare unconditional war on drugs and combat this evil and harmful situation. The reporter wrote, the senator said we urgently need more money to fight drugs. Gaby is the most verbose person I know. He always used 10 words when one would do. Verbose means A. Loud, B. Wordy, C. Self-important. The answer is B. Wordy. Matching words with definitions. Following are definitions of the 10 words. Clearly write or print each word next to its definition. The sentences above and on the previous page will help you decide on the meaning of each word. 1. Distraught, very troubled, distressed. 2. Verbose, using or containing too many words. 3. Superficially, in an on the surface manner, not thoroughly. 4. Germane, having to do with the issue at hand, relevant. 5. Lucid, clearly expressed, easily understood. 6. Contrite, truly sorry for having done wrong, repentant. 7. Symmetrical, well proportioned, balanced, the same on both sides. 8. Connoisseur, an expert in fine art or in matters of taste. 9. Plight, a situation marked by difficulty, hardship, or misfortune. 10. Conspiracy, a secret plot by 2 or more people, especially for a harmful or illegal purpose. Caution: do not go any further until you are sure the above answers are correct. Then you can use the definitions to help you in the following practices. Your goal is eventually to know the words well enough so that you don't need to check the definitions at all. Sentence check 1. Using the answer line provided, complete each item below with the correct word from the box. Use each word once. A. Connoisseur, B. Conspiracy, C. Contrite, D. Distraught, E. Germane, F. Lucid, G. Plight, H. Superficially, I. Symmetrical, J. Verbose. Number 1. Claire was truly sorry for having started the argument with Sal. To show how contrite she felt, she sent him a special note of apology. 2. Everyone is greatly concerned about the plight of the hostages. We are not even certain they are still alive. Number 3. The garden is symmetrical with the same flowers and shrubs arranged in the same pattern on each side of a central path. 4. A connoisseur of Asian art told me that my Chinese vase is very old, quite rare and valuable. 5. In writing, it is actually easier to be verbose than to make the effort to cut out the unnecessary words. 6. During the Revolutionary War, Benedict Arnold, an American officer, was involved in a conspiracy to help the British win. 7. The teacher and the other students became irritated when Susan kept asking questions that weren't germane to the class discussion. 8. My parents had expected my sister home by 10 o'clock. By the time she finally walked in at 2 in the morning, they were very distraught. 9. Bates' teacher was so pleased with his clear explanation of a difficult theory that she wrote on his paper, "Wonderfully lucid." 10. Whenever Kim tries to buy a new dress, her husband is only superficially interested. If she shows him one and asks his opinion, all he says is, "It's fine, let's buy it and get out of here." Note: Now check your answers to these questions by turning to page 178. Going over the answers carefully will help you prepare for the next two practices, for which answers are not given. Sentence check 2. Using the answer lines provided, complete each item below with 2 words from the box. Use each word once. 1 and 2. In the novel Rosemary's Baby, Rosemary becomes more and more distraught when she realizes that her husband and friends are involved in a conspiracy against her. 3 and 4. Miss Lewis is a connoisseur of Native American crafts. She can identify the tribe of the artist after examining a necklace or a piece of pottery only superficially. 5 and 6. The drunk driver is about causing the accident, but his regret won't give Marcia solace or ease her plight. She is permanently disabled. 7 and 8. The professor said, "It seems germane to our discussion of the Age of Reason to mention that symmetrical architecture was typical. Balance was valued both in art and in the individual." 9 and 10. Using too many superfluous words can make something more difficult to understand. Thus, if the essay had not been so verbose, it would have been more lucid. Final check, the missing painting. Here is a final opportunity for you to strengthen your knowledge of the 10 words. First, read the following selection carefully. Then fill in each blank with a word from the box at the top of the previous page. Context clues will help you figure out which word goes in which blank. Use each word once. It wasn't until noon that Daniel Cobb noticed the painting was missing. He immediately became distraught. As a connoisseur of art, he was well aware of the enormous value of the painting, and this was a grievous loss. He was so upset that when he phoned the police, he could not think or talk clearly even enough to give a lucid description of his unfortunate plight. Instead, he found himself rambling so much that he was afraid the police would think he was just a verbose old fool. Nevertheless, the police soon arrived at Cobb's home, which was magnificent. A fine old mansion in a symmetrical style, with a row of columns on each side of the front door, leading the police to the room from which the painting had been taken. Cobb began to explain. "Last night," he said, "my wife and I gave a dinner party for art experts. We showed them our entire collection. I remember that they gave the missing painting special attention. At least, a few of them seemed to look at it more than just superficially. I can only assume that we are the victims of a conspiracy. Our guests must have plotted to sneak into the house during the night and take the painting." As Cobb finished speaking, his wife entered the room, having just returned from town. She was clearly acclaimed by the presence of the police. After Cobb quickly explained, however, she started to laugh. "Today's Monday," she finally said. "I hardly see how that's germane to our problem," her husband responded. Remember, we told the Leavenworth Art Association it could ex- exhibit the painting today for its annual show. That's where I've been. I brought the painting there early this morning. Cobb looked embarrassed but relieved that his guest had been exonerated by his wife's story. Accept my sincere apology for having bothered you. I'm most contrite. I am most contrite, he said to the police officers. Please stay and have some lunch. Scores. Sentence check 2. Final check. Enter your scores above and in the vocabulary performance chart on the inside back cover of the book. Thank you, Mark.